what he's talking about. That's why he boo him.
And who is booing is Mayor de Blasio, who got a rough Bronx cheer at the Dominican Day Parade yesterday. And those folks, not the only ones unhappy with the mayor. Take a look at the poll numbers. No matter how you look at it, they're plunging, and people are particularly unhappy with his handling of crime. And the New York Post, well, they can't wait to see him go. Not that that's a shocker. They've started a clock. That's right, a clock, counting the seconds until his term expires. And I don't think you should look to Governor Cuomo for any support here. The governor, in fact, continues to feud with him. The latest flashpoint, Legionnaire's disease. 10 people dead now, and the governor said whatever the city is doing isn't working. So Cuomo swooped in to take charge. We've seen that before, have we not, Dominic?
The mayor, I'm trying to be diplomatic
about
this.
Oh, shut up. You're not trying to be diplomatic. You're light him up like a Christmas tree.
The mayor should start looking for a job. It really is that simple.
With the Clinton campaign.
Because he decided to go toe-to-toe with the big dog, Cuomo, and guess who won? The big dog, Governor Cuomo, is beating him every step of the way. He's making the mayor look. The mayor needs to start by firing his press secretary.
Who used to work for Cuomo.
That's right, Karen Hilton, I believe is her name.
Hinton, yeah.
Yeah. The message is not working. New York is literally turning against this man on a daily basis by looking at the homeless people on the street. Everything is going wrong for this mayor. And let me update your numbers. Since you just read that lead-in, 2 more people have died of Legionnaire's disease, and the bacteria has been confirmed at 2 more locations. So who gets the credit? Mayor de Blasio says we don't need CDC coming in. Ruben Diaz, the borough president, who is one of the potential candidates to run for mayor, calls up Governor Cuomo and Bigfoots him. And the next day, 24 hours later,
the state health commissioner comes down, the governor calls it a crisis.
And it turns out Cuomo was right, because they found now 2 more cases that are positive of the bacteria. The mayor is in way over his head. Many of my colleagues, when I predicted Bloomberg would win, they was wondering what I was drinking. I'm telling you now, Mayor de Blasio needs to look for a job, because it's looking like he's done. Scott Stringer, Eric Adams, or somebody else. But de Blasio is done. Put a fork in him.
I would say a few things. First, the reason why now, very rarely do I stand up for de Blasio, but the reason why he was booed at the Dominican Day Parade had a lot more to do with his policy on the position of the Dominican Republic kicking out Haitian folks from the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
That's why he was booed. So nothing to really do with his popularity in terms of how he's governing New York. Secondly, I would say, if I'm Mayor de Blasio, I'm very concerned. When I came into office, 96% of the black vote I got, 85% of Hispanic vote I got, 74% of white vote I got. According to the Wall Street Journal in a recent article, he's down to 32% of the white vote that supports him, 60% of the black vote, and 49% of Hispanic vote. Among all the major ethnicities in New York City, he is down significantly. I'm concerned. It's time for a turnaround in de Blasio administration, or I agree, Dom, he better start looking for a new job.
And you know what? If you can step back from this, Jeannie, and do the 10,000-foot view, the crime numbers, by any measurement, are not bad on a historical basis. They're a little bit above where they were, but they're not bad. In fact, June's numbers were better than May's numbers. I mean, you really can objectively say the city's still very safe. The homeless, yes, there's an issue right there, but it's not as simple as it's de Blasio's fault. In fact, he's already pledged some money going into it. To me, my problem with him has been he's tried to create a national platform for himself, which was way too premature given what was going on. And secondly, just like in the schoolyard, you don't pick a fight unless you're willing to fight. And I said it the night that he gave that rant against the governor, even if it was deserved against what the governor had done to him, and then left for vacation. It looked like the kid who said something, then ran behind, his big friend before he got away, even if that was just the optics. Since then, what's the governor done? He didn't respond right away, but whether it was city control of the schools, whether it was Uber, whether it was Legionnaires, I can name 5 other ones. Every step of the way, he lets the mayor do something, then quickly reminds everybody, A, it's the state, not the city that decides, and B, he's got the checkbook, and he'll point out that there's ineptness on the part of the mayor. And it's like a repeating cycle. There'll be another issue. It'll be the same exact thing that will happen. it's like you got a rookie going against a 10-year vet, and it's just painful every time.
Well, I was just going to say, was such a rookie mistake for him to come out and do that, and unfortunately, it has huge repercussions for him. Now, just look at the issue of crime. You're absolutely right. Overall crime is down. Now, shootings are up and killings are up, but overall crime is down. But this is to Dominic's point about the issue of their PR. I was just talking to several people on the crime poll and on the quality of life poll, and they keep saying, well, things aren't that bad. And the administration keeps saying, well, people just misunderstand. They don't understand. People are just, like, the New York City public is just crazy and doesn't feel the way that they're telling pollsters they feel. That cannot be their message. He cannot go to Rome and talk about the environment. He's got to stay home and do the hard work of being a mayor of a big city. And people get the sense that he's trying to, as you mentioned, be the progressive leader and, oh yeah, every once in a while take care of New York City. And now he's found himself, on the losing end of this fight with Cuomo. Let's not forget he's going to have a horrible spring as he goes in the winter and the spring up to Albany and begs for the crumbs that he's probably not going to get from Cuomo in the Senate. I mean, unless the Democrats take the Senate soon, he's in big, big trouble. And I think this really could be the beginning of the end for him.
Chris Quinn and Bill Thompson, who was the African-American in the race, the moderate, they are sitting back now saying, we told you so. Yep. See, look, we told you so. Richard, I like the guy.
They've said this in the commercial break, so on this very segment.
I've known Bill de Blasio for 25 years. I like the guy. But some people are not cut out to be mayor of New York.
And before everybody says, oh, well, it's the mayor and the governor, of course the governor has more power. That's true. But for a second, just for a second, imagine the roles were reversed. Imagine Andrew Cuomo was the mayor of New York City and de Blasio was the governor. Of course, the governor would have more power. But think about how Andrew Cuomo would have went to the public and said, look at what the state is going to do to the city. Look what they're going to do to you, the city person. And he'd pick a fight and be willing day after day to bring the fight to the governor. I mean, think about it. Bloomberg had city control over the schools. He had control over the schools. Now, all of a sudden, this mayor only wants the same thing his predecessor had, and the governor calls him crazy to try it.
I'm glad you brought that up because we didn't mention the latest scandal. The latest scandal is social promotion, that they're pushing kids along when they're not qualified to graduate from high school. So if we don't have enough for this mayor to deal with, add that one.
And that's coming as we start the new school year in September, and that's been all over the news.
And I would say for Cuomo, if Cuomo's strategy is to ride the back of de Blasio so he's more popular, then he's doing it. It's an excellent strategic point because New York City is the largest media market in the country, and he can lift his poll numbers up just by attacking or beating de Blasio to the punch.
Without even sitting down for interviews to do it, which is the other part of the Nashville thing. All right. We're going to leave New York here and head to the Midwest because people came together in Ferguson, Missouri exactly a year to the day after the death of Michael Brown. But what happened shows just how far apart we still see the divide between police and communities of color.